Aloha, Mother Fathers. Welcome in. It is another episode of Kyle Reacts here on your Wednesday evening, June 11th, 2025. And of course, tonight we are reviewing AEW Dynamite, Summer Bash, something or other. It's named a show. We're going to talk about it, so let's talk about it. Again, if you guys are new to the Kyle Reacts series, how this works, one more time, just so you know, we take a few things we like and dislike from the show. We react to it, obviously, and we go from there. This happens for 4 shows during the week, of course. Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and Friday Night SmackDown. And, of course, it is Dynamite here on this Wednesday. Or as the man who wears a mask, who no one cares about, that sucks when opens the show. And it's Wednesday, you know what that means, right? Now I know that because I've watched this show for 3 out of the past 4 weeks. So let's start off with a few of the positives, a few of the good things. First off, Will and Swerve starting the show for me was great. I think that's good. What wasn't good was a 30-minute time limit draw that led to a call for sudden death and the Death Riders coming in. Way to kill a hot match. This felt more like it should have been on a pay-per-view or a PLE, but I guess that's what they were going for. Also, it's a 4-hour show because they had Collision afterwards, so I guess it made sense to try and book a half-hour match to start so that way you can kill a lot of time. And if there are two guys that can wrestle a half-hour match, of course it is Swerve and Will Ospreay. Again, it just kind of felt like they were doing everything. At least they sold for parts of the match. That was kind of cool. But obviously nobody was happy with the finish. I don't think it was like, boo, we're mad at somebody. I think it's more like, boo, they wanted a result. And I think it's kind of lazy just to book a time limit draw on a random Wednesday. I mean, you booked the match, so have a plan to finish it. The only other super positive thing, remember, I did not watch Collision because, again, you couldn't pay me to watch a 4-hour wrestling show on a weeknight. It's already late enough as it is. Megan Bayne, I still think she looks like a star. I mean, I'll be honest. Ty Mello and Anna Jay and Penelope Ford or whatever are kind of like, okay, whatever. I know people are thrilled for Ty being back. That's cool. I'm glad she was able to work her way back. I know she had a kid with Sammy Guevara and all that stuff, and I'm glad she's wrestling again. That's good for her, but nothing really stood out for me with them. I think Ty and Anna Jay won, but Megan Bayne is the star of the 4, and we'll see what happens if she ever does get like a full-on push there or whatever they're going to do. I don't know. The women's division is kind of an afterthought in AEW, I think, for the most part, unless your name is Toni Storm, but she was on Collision, so I didn't get to see her this week. Now the bad things. I mentioned Will and Swerve again at the time of the draw. That was just why? I don't get that. Book a finish. Like, just do it. Like, I mean, if you're gonna have them wrestle a month out from their biggest pay-per-view, do something like that. The Bucks had tied in. They kicked Ospreay, who sacrificed himself for Swerve because he loves him so much. They kicked him with the shoes with the tacks in the bottom. Ospreay took the bullet, like I said. The Bucks come out to no reaction. Eventually, they get "fuck you, Bucks" at the end for like maybe 5 seconds, and then the people go quiet again because they don't really care about the Young Bucks. Glad to see that was and still is the same way. They weren't on the show last week, so yeah, or at least they weren't on Dynamite. So I didn't really give a shit. Didn't mind the Moxley stuff. At least we kind of got a little bit from him. But I mean, I don't know. It's whatever with Hangman. I guess maybe on Collision he did something, I don't know. But like I said, I didn't watch the show. I watched Dynamite because that's what I agreed to. Last thing, Mistico. Oh, boy. Let's talk about this. Mistino. I called him the fat Rey Mysterio. Imagine if Rey Mysterio gained weight. No, I'm not fat shaming. It's just they built this guy up to be the crown jewel of CMLL. And if that is the crown jewel of CMLL, if that's the best luchador they have, there's a reason why WWE is working with AAA, and I don't like that either too much, but this is whatever. The MJF stuff was cringe to me. I love MJF. I think has the potential to be the biggest star in the company. Sucks that he's just wrestling for the wrong company. People that don't think his style could work in WWE are just wrong. He has exactly what they need as far as a little bit of edge. Not a lot, not too much, but enough. But this stuff was just, again, they're promoting another 4-hour show next week. It's too much, man. It's too much wrestling on a weeknight. I told you guys before, SmackDown 3 hours on Friday is tough, and that's on a weeknight. It's going into the weekend. It's a Friday night. This was too much. But yeah, Mistico, not a fan. Not a fan at all. He did very basic lucha stuff. I'm not sure how old he is. He looked like he was older. They're doing the whole take the mask off thing. Again, I get it. They have to have a main roster star, or they only have a main roster, but they're one of their main guys fight the other companies. One of their main guys, or the main guy, or whatever. He's a trios champion. I don't. Yeah, didn't do it for me. I'm not looking forward to that match next week. Maybe it's on well, it's Grand Slam because it's 4 hours. Maybe it's on Dynamite. Maybe it's on Collision. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with that, but yeah, not the best of MJF this week, and Mistico I can do without for ever, essentially. But that's going to wrap it up for me for AEW Dynamite here on this Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. We'll be back Friday evening, of course, for Friday Night SmackDown, the recap there, the first show after Money in the Bank. Also, don't forget the full episode of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, of course, coming out tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Plenty to get into, and believe me, I had a lot to say about a lot of things in WWE. You may think this is a WWE centric, podcast, and we only care and always speak highly of WWE. I suggest you watch the full episode of the podcast tomorrow. It airs right here on the YouTube channel. I've had some things to say and get off my chest. So I'll catch you guys, of course, on the full episode tomorrow, and we'll see you on Friday night too for the Friday Night SmackDown recap. Until then, have a great night. Talk to you later.